Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter's Movie Reviews. Okay, you guys, I am so excited to react to this movie today. You guys, I have so many things to say about it. So for those of you that do not know, I am now a proud member of the Lifetime Movie Club. No, I am, and this is not sponsored. I am so excited about this. Okay, so on Prime, Amazon Prime, there is you can get the little add-ons and the subscriptions and stuff like that. Okay, I'm part of BritBox. I'm a proud member of BritBox. I love BritBox. But I'm also now a proud member of the Lifetime Movie Club, okay? So a lot of the Lifetime movies you can find on other streaming apps. They're on Tubi, that's free and stuff like that. But I like to be part of clubs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Anybody that'll have me. So I was like, no, I want to be part of the movie club. It's $4.99 a month. It's just an add-on. But it's got every Lifetime movie that ever existed, I think. Well, they have ones that they add every once in a while. So maybe not everyone, but most of them. They have the classics and stuff like that. So I joined it and I was so excited. The main reason I joined it was I am watching and reviewing all the V.C. Andrews Lifetime movies over here, okay? That they've turned the V.C. Andrews books into movies. So I'm currently watching the Heaven series. So I watched Heaven, I did my reaction to it. I'm going to watch Dark Angel, then I'm going to do my reaction to it. But I'm also trying to watch other Lifetime movies as well. I just watched Gracie's Choice, which I absolutely loved, and I did my reaction to it. So I'm trying to make my way through Lifetime movies. If you guys want to see me do a reaction and a review to a Lifetime movie, just put it in the comment section below. I am going to go back and watch two of my favorites, Death of a Cheerleader and Mother May I Sleep with Danger. I'm going to watch those two, and I also love My First Name is Steven. That's probably my favorite Lifetime movie of life. I know My First Name is Steven. But this week, I want to talk about the movie You're Not Safe Here. Oh my God, You're Not Safe Here! Okay, so let me tell you how I found it. So if you're not a part of the movie club, what is wrong with you? Don't you want to be part of my club? Oh my God, it's so much fun. Okay, so I went into the Lifetime Movie Club, and like every other streaming service, it has like recently added, I don't know how they decide which ones they're going to add. It has like, and you can find these probably like on YouTube to watch for free as well. So they have like recently added, and then they have a top 10. But the top 10 doesn't really make any sense. I don't understand how they come up with the top 10. I mean, obviously it's the top 10 Lifetime movies that most people are watching for the week. But it's like, I thought they'd be like all the new ones from like 2025 and 2024, but they're not, okay? So I'm going through, because I like the scary Lifetime movies, you know what I mean? So I'm going through and I'm like, okay, which one should I pick? And I was going to watch the next V.C. Andrews one, but I was like, no, let's watch the #1 trending movie this week on the Lifetime Movie Club. And it was called You're Not Safe Here. I believe it's from 2021. I'm going to read you the synopsis, but then I'm going to tell you what it's really about. Okay, so here's the synopsis from 2021. None of the actors or anybody that you need to know. Okay, what is it about? Like Gracie's Choice, the acting was really pretty good in it, but it had like major, like actors in it and stuff like that. But this movie was, oh my God, the acting was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad that I kind of loved it. Okay, so this one is called You're Not Safe Here. I had the whole movie figured out in the first 5 minutes. Let me just tell you that, okay? I watched it in two parts because the first night I got so bored. So, and if you want to watch it, it's premiering on Lifetime October 28th at 8 p.m. So you can set your Betamax or your VCR for that, or your TiVo or whatever it's called. You can set your recording device for October 28th, Thursday, if you want to watch it. Okay. Pregnant and feeling trapped, Ava escapes her abusive boyfriend one stormy night to take refuge in her estranged sister's house. On the way, she swerves off the road and wakes to find herself in the home of Valerie and William. The friendly, affluent, and childless couple have a secluded life in the woods. With nowhere else to turn, Ava's trust becomes her downfall when she realizes this mysterious couple has sinister intentions for her unborn child. I don't know any of these people it's from 2021. I don't know any of these people that are in it. Hiskira Velasquez, Cleo Anthony, and Nikki Whalen. I don't know those people. I don't know her. It was so bad. It was so bad. Okay, so let me tell you what it's about. Okay, it's about this gal, and I kind of knew it was going to happen, like, right away. So she's, like, pregnant, and, like, real pregnant, and, like, ready to, like, have her baby any second. And she lives with her boyfriend, and he's, like, real abusive and mean, okay? And so she's like, I got to get out of this house because he's super abusive. But then, like, she gets this letter in the mail, and it's about, like, if you guys are like, don't spoil that, this is my reaction. I'm definitely going to spoil the movie. So if you want to watch, I would not recommend this movie. I mean, literally on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a half star. It was so bad. But if you want to watch a movie before I do my reaction, go watch the movie. And then, especially if you're a member of the Lifetime Movie Club, it was so bad. Okay. So she gets this letter, you know, and it's from this college, and then she finds out she got into this college, okay? She wants to be like a drama student or something. I didn't know, but she's gonna be an actress. She needs to take acting lessons, I can tell you that, because it was bad. But anyway, so then she's gotta like sneak out. She's like packing her bag because she's gonna like leave her abusive boyfriend, which they're real young in the show. They're like 18 or 19, but they got this real nice house. It's like, I mean, like, in any city, like, I live in Indianapolis, it'd be like a $400,000 house, but I don't think she works, and he doesn't really work, or he works. I don't know how it is, but anyway, they don't, but, so anyway, so she, like, sneaks out in the middle of the night, and then she got a gay best friend, because you don't know he's gay, but they had to make a point of it in the movie, because when the abusive boyfriend confronts him, he goes, are you, like, her GBB or whatever, gay best, GBF or something like that. He's like, is that what they called you or something like that? You don't know he's gay until then. But anyway, so she goes to her gay best friend's house. This is why, listen, okay? Like, he gets killed. It's horrible. So anyway, but she comes over there in the middle of the night. She's like, can I borrow your car? No, she meets him, and then he's like, here, take my car. And like, I don't need my car anymore. I don't understand that part. I guess he just has cars all the place. So anyway, so then she takes off. And it's like kind of lightly raining. It's not really that bad or anything like that. And then she's like, oh, I can't see. And then she like goes into a tree and she goes off the road, right? And so then the boyfriend's like looking for her, and he goes over to the GBF, the gay best friend. And so he goes over to the gay best friend's house. He's got a screwdriver in his pocket. And he's like, oh, are you her gay best friend? And where's she at? And he's like, I don't know. Don't hurt me. And then he's like, stab, 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 stab with a screwdriver. And he kills this guy. And the guy's just like, and then they don't even find the guy for like days. And because I guess she was just not just his gay best friend, but maybe his only friend. I don't know. Not only fans, but only friends. But anyway, there's a difference. There's a difference. But anyway, no, there is no. But anyway, so, but it's fiction. It's fiction. You got to remember that, okay? It's not serious. It's fiction. So anyway, so then she wakes up, and, you know, she had this, like, was in this accident, hit this tree and stuff like that. And it was, like, really kind of like, it was like misting, not even really raining. And she's like, I can't really see. But anyway, then she wakes up, and she's like, oh, like that. And she wakes up. And she's like in this house. I didn't really think the house was that nice, honestly. Like, they act like it's like this glass mansion out in the woods, but it kind of looked like a shitty A-frame. No, it did. It kind of looked like something that, like, I don't know. Like, you know, like the pictures, like, it's kind of like you buy a mansion on Wish, but this is what you get. I don't know. It just was like light blue. It wasn't cute. But anyway, so they were supposed to be like this rich couple that lived. I don't know. This movie must have been filmed on a budget. But anyway, so then she wakes up in this bed, and she's like, oh, like, I'm so tired, and all this kind of stuff. And so then it's his doctor, and his name is William, and his wife, Valerie. I didn't trust her to begin with. I didn't trust neither one of them. I'm like, oh, they want her baby. I knew that. I knew it right from the beginning. I was like, they want her baby. If you watched it, you knew it. You thought it too. You're like, they want her baby. But then her murderous boyfriend is out trying to get her too, and then her sister's looking for her estranged sister that she hasn't talked to in years. But then her sister's like, yeah, you can come and stay with me. And then her sister, who like hasn't talked to her in years, like packs a bag and leaves to go find her. Like she's like, it's weird that she's not picking up her phone. You haven't talked to her in years. Why is this weird, girl? Like, and then she teams up with the ex-boyfriend because she don't know that he's abusive, because she don't ever talk to her sister. But then she's ready to go on the road the very next day after her sister ain't calling her back. And then she teams up with the abusive boyfriend because she don't know he's abusive to try to find it. It's weird, okay? So anyway, then this couple, they're like, oh, we'll take care of you. Just eat these pills. And she's like, what? I don't want these pills. And then they're like, no, but the pills will help you and the baby and all this kind of stuff. And then she's like, you got to get me to a hospital. You got to get me to a hospital. And then they're like, no, because the storm was so bad. It was like misting outside, okay? And they're like, no, the storm was so bad that the roads are flooded and the cell towers are out. This movie was filmed in 2021. Girl, the cell towers were out. Can you please miss me with that bullshit? The cell towers were out, girl, in 2021. This is like, they act like it's the deep woods of Arkansas. It's literally like the suburbs, okay? It's so bad. So then she's like, oh, but I need to go to a real hospital because I'm having a baby. And they're like, oh no, but William's a doctor, so he can take care of you, okay? And you know they just want her baby so bad, right? So anyway, so then they like, so then they're like, oh, but we're going to take care of you and we're going to treat you real nice and stuff like that. So anyway, so they have like this makeshift hospital bed room, like in there, like they're just waiting for some girl to like walk out of the woods or something like that, pregnant. And then later Valerie, she's like, oh, but it was like a gift from God and we knew it was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen this way. She's evil to the core, that Valerie. Anyway. So then this one part, she's like trying to get away. And so she's like sneaking for the keys in the bedroom. And William comes out in like a towel. And then she's like, and he's like, what are you doing in the room? And she's like, oh, I thought that we had like, you were like making eyes with me across the room or something like that. Is that before or after she has the baby? I don't know. I think it's before she has the baby. And he's like, no, you misread my signs. He wasn't giving her any signs. But anyway, but then he thought that they were going to like fuck or something like that. But you thought they were going to do it or something like that. But then they don't do it. But then the wife gets real mad because she's like, oh, he wants this young pregnant girl. But he didn't want the young pregnant girl. He just wanted to make his wife happy and she just wanted a baby, see? But anyway, so then the wife, then now she hates the pregnant girl because she's like, oh, I want her baby and she's trying to fuck my husband, okay? So anyway, so then one night, like he's not supposed to drink or take pills and stuff like that because then the girl finds out that he like had this malpractice suit because he killed this kid. But the reason he killed the kid was, he didn't really kill the kid. The reason why was, is because he was eating like oxycodone and drinking on it and he couldn't show up and then the kid died and so it was his fault because he couldn't show up because he was so fucked up. So he's not supposed to be taking pills or drinking anymore. But then she sees him and he's like popping pills in the kitchen and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, she's like, I'm gonna figure it out. And then she like starts crushing pills and all this kind of stuff. She's like, we should just have a brandy together. I think it's a brandy or bourbon. They had a bourbon together or something like that. And he's like, yeah, we should. Oh, but before that, she like wakes up and she's like, my baby. And I knew when this happened, where's this? Oh, I knew when this happened, I was like, they got her baby. She wakes up and they show her stomach real flat. Girl, it doesn't happen that way, okay? Only in a Lifetime movie. I was like, this is trash, babe. But anyway, so then she's like, my baby, where's my baby? And then they've got her like in like locked in chain and stuff like that because they're like, no, because you're crazy. And we have to like lock you up because you're going to go crazy over not having your baby. And so then she's like, where's my baby? Where's my baby? And he's like, William's like, well, I have to tell you something really horrible. I'm like, the baby died. And he's like, the baby died. I'm like, oh, well, I figured that out when she walked in the house. This is what you're going to say. The baby died. You got the baby hidden in some private barn out back or something like that. And you're going to say that you didn't like dispose of the baby. And then she's like, but my baby, what happened to my baby? And he's like, well, the roads mysteriously opened today. The flooding is down and the cell towers are now open. So, so the coroner came and took the baby. You don't want to see the baby. She don't want to see her own fucking baby. Are you kidding me? And she's like, oh, I guess you're right. And then she's like, but I need treatment. I need to go to the hospital. And he goes, no, tomorrow. We're just going to treat you here at the house. Like he's a full service hospital or something like that. Okay. He's spooky strange. Anyway. So then now you don't see the wife really much anymore. And then she's like, but no. And then she locks herself in this glass porch and he's like, this part was so bad. And he's like, no, but really, Ava, her name's Ava. And he's like, Ava, come out. She's like, no, William, no. And then he's like, no, but Ava, come out. You're going to make Valerie mad. And then she's like, no, I'm not coming out. It's like literally like this screened in porch. I thought he was going to come around and like get her or something like that. He's like, okay, I'll be in the other room if you need me. And then she just sits on this porch all night long and she cries. And then she decides she's going to sneak out. And so then she like goes to sneak out and all this kind of stuff, but she can't. And then they shoot her with like the drugs or something like that. This is after she like gives the guy the bourbon and then he passes out on the floor and then she tries to go, oh, she finds her baby. The baby's like, it really is, but not in a barn. It's like in this basement. She's sneaking away. Oh, this is when William, the doctor, but not really a doctor anymore. He like tells her this whole story about how the kid died and he lost his license and he can't really be a doctor and then that fucked up things because he couldn't adopt a baby and then Valerie couldn't have a baby. So that's why they just steal her baby. So he tells her all that kind of stuff. And then, but he doesn't tell her that he stole her baby. He says the baby's dead at the coroner's office. Okay. So then he's like, okay, are you ready to go to the hospital now? And she's like, yeah, I'm ready to go to the hospital now. And so they're like standing out in the yard. And then she's like, I hear a baby. I'm like, I didn't hear a baby. How'd you hear a baby? And she's like, no, but I hear a baby. And then she's like running around the side of the house and she like goes over and then the baby's like crying and she's like picking up the baby. And then Valerie's like, that's my baby. And she's like, no, it's my baby. And she's like, no, it's my baby. And then they're like holding this baby and stuff like that. And then Valerie pulls a gun on her. And then she like shoots her with a needle and stuff like that. But anyway, and then they throw her in this basement. Well, then Ava's sister, who's dumb as a box of rocks, she's hanging out with the abusive boyfriend who like gets real mean and then he's like, oh no, I'm sorry, but I'm not supposed to. And then they stay like in a bed and breakfast in this small town. I'm like, are they going to do it? Is anybody going to do it in this movie? Is anybody going to do it in this movie? I'm confused. So anyway, but then they see it like this bed and breakfast and then she's pissed because he like didn't get up on time. He's like, oh, I'm so tired. Anyway, so then they like are going to like these 5 houses that are off the main road because there's only 5 houses off the main road in this town. And they finally make it to William and Valerie's house, right? And then they knock on the door and they're like, is Ava here? And they're like, who? He's like, I don't know, no Ava. And Valerie's like, she's got her baby. No, she doesn't say that. But she's like, we don't know Ava. And then Ava finally gets, as they like, and they're like, oh, well, thank you. But if you like see her, then here's my number. She's got business cards with her number on it. Who has business cards with their personal number on it? But anyway, so then she's like, they're like closing the door. They act so weird, right? Like if it was me, I'd be like, they fucking have my sister in that basement. So anyway, so then Ava gets the thing off. They got her all gagged and stuff like that. She gets the thing off her mouth and she's like, help me. And then they like go in and the one guy, the boyfriend, he's got the screwdriver that he's killed like everybody with. Well, just the gay guy. But he's got I think the movie's homophobic because they killed the gay guy, but nobody else. But anyway, well, William ends up dying. William has the longest death scene ever because he gets stabbed with a screwdriver and then he comes back to life and he saves Ava from her boyfriend. And then he's like, oh, but I'm dying. No, but it really is like 2 minutes long. It's like the words like, please, William, whoever your name is, do not put that on your resume. It's bad. It is a bad movie, okay? Don't put this on your resume. It is so bad. But then, so then they're chasing this woman around. They're trying to get their baby back and stuff like that. And then, and so then the murderer, so then, oh, she's in the woods. They're in the woods with her. And then they're like, they shoot her. And she's like, got the gun. And then they're like, well, she's like, turn around. And she's like, give me my baby. Well, they like hid the baby. And so they throw this like scarf at her. And she's like, ah, and she drops the gun because she's stupid, right? Because anyway, she's like, my baby. And she grabs the baby. The murderer lady, Valerie, she grabs the baby. And it's just a scarf. And then they're like, boom, and they shoot her. And so then they run off to like the house. But anyway, then basically everybody dies except for Ava and her sister, I think. Yeah, everybody dies except for Ava and her sister. Oh, William, the doctor, because you kind of feel a little bit bad for him. And then he like kills the boyfriend, the abusive boyfriend. And then she's like, oh, we can leave now. And then her and her sister drive off. And then now she's living with her sister. And it's like a year later and the baby's on the floor. And she's like, this is the hardest part. She's like in a play or something like that. And because she's like, mom and dad are coming to see, the sister's like, mom and dad are coming to see the play. And she's like, oh, okay, I guess. I would love to see that play. Is it Our Town? I don't know, but it was a mess. Anyway, that was my review of the movie. Did I do okay? I love you guys. Did I do okay though? Does it make you want to watch the movie? Okay. Do you think Lifetime should hire me to do commercials for the movies? I think so. Anyway, don't go watch it. It was horrible. I love you guys and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.